Hello everyone, Richard here and welcome to a new weekly overview here on AltCryptoTalk. Since you guys love the idea of the R series or 5 altcoins starting with the letter R, let's do exactly the same and now take a step back and start with the letter A. I've picked 5 interesting altcoins around key rejection levels that I have on my personal watch list. So let's start with Aave. As you clearly see, we've got a clear shift in momentum from bearish to bullish. We've got our accumulation phase right there after rejecting the 50 round number and support zone. The bulls clearly took over by breaking above these highs, and since then we have been overall bullish, making higher lows and higher highs. We are currently, as you clearly notice, we are in a bearish trend. However, it's just a correction phase. It's a deep one, yes, but it's a good opportunity for us to be looking for trend following longs at a discount. If you zoom into daily time frame, we also have a demand zone here as we had an aggressive bullish movement from weekly lining up with the 150 round number. Meanwhile, we are bearish, engulfed with this falling channel. For the bulls to take over and start the next bullish phase, we need a break above the upper falling trend line. To be specific, we need a break above this last major high at 187. Meanwhile, we could still push a little bit lower, dive within this 130, 150 support zone where we'll be looking for short-term longs. Next, we've got Aave, one of my favorite weekly time frame, who are currently in a correction phase, just like Aave. Falling wedge pattern, broken upward, shifting momentum from bearish to bullish. We've got our first impulse, correction, next impulse, and we are currently in this big extended correction phase. This lower band is massive as it's the previous major high lining up with this current major low. We are currently testing it around the 0.6. If you remember from my previous overview, we have highlighted these key rejection levels, currently rejecting this minor structure at 0.78. If you break it upward, we'll be expecting the bulls to take over and to push towards the one round number first, and then the second target at 1.16, 1.17. Meanwhile, as long as we are below the 0.78, we could still push a little bit lower towards the lower bound of this big range at 0.6, where we'll be looking for new short-term longs. Next, AXL. Weekly time frame, a massive zone. As you clearly see, we've got a massive demand zone from here, explosive movement, currently a support as we've got the previous rejection there, and currently within the support zone. For the bulls to take over, as you notice, we need to see a break up of the previous high. We are currently in a falling channel. We are falling trend, low lows and low highs. So you don't want to be buying blindly. No matter how strong a support is, don't buy a dip or you will be catching a falling knife, right? Always wait for the bulls to take over to look for trend following longs. In this case, every correction would be a dip. Meanwhile, if you are in a bearish trend, every bearish movement would be an impulse and not a correction. So very, very important. You have to know where you are in the market before you look for longs or shorts. Meanwhile, we are bearish, waiting for the bulls to take over and shift the momentum again. And this would be a very good zone around the support 0.3, 0.42. to look for this shift in momentum. Long story short, wait for a break above the 0.47 for the bulls to take over, and then we'll be looking for trend following longs on every bearish movement. Next, we've got APT, one of my favorite as well, even though it has been pushing lower, but I want to remind you about SEI. Both SEI and APT have the same infrastructure using both the R language and so on. And you saw how SEI exploded previously, right? If you want, we can cover it next, maybe when we go over the S series, right? So APT currently around this massive support zone, previously a demand, got filled, became a support now, retesting it, 5 round number as well. So this is a massive, massive zone. As long as the support holds, which is the lower bound at 4.35, we are looking for longs. Of course, if you break below the 4.35, we'll be pushing lower. Meanwhile, we are still good, still around the support, so looking for longs targeting the 9.35 and 10 round numbers. Shorter for the bulls take over, we need to see a break above this structure, very, very strong one Previously support, now a resistance. If you break above the 5.6, we'll be pushing higher towards the 6.6, 6.7. And then long term, for the bulls to remain in control, we need to see a break above the 6.8. In this case, we'll be expecting a movement towards the 9.35 and 10 resistance zone. Long story short for APT, as long as we are here above the 4.35, we are looking for longs, and the confirmation for now, as per the current price action, would be a break above the 5.6. Last but not least, we've got Aevo. Daily time frame can't really say much, but on weekly, it's retesting the 0.1 round number. We are currently trading within these two key rejection zones between 0.1 and 0.65. On daily time frame, we have been overall bearish. So for the bulls to take over, clearly we need to see a break above it, and this is a very strong major high. If you zoom into H4 time frame, we can see it better. For the bulls to take over long term and push towards the 0.3, 0.28, we need to see a break above this major high that we saw on daily time frame around 0.175. Meanwhile, short term, for the bulls to take over, we need to see a break above the 0.13. And will be bearish unless we have this break. So expect further downside, especially if you break below the 0.1, which wouldn't be good at all for Aevo. We'll be expecting new all-time lows. But for now, we are standing strong around the 0.1. We've rejected it, waiting for the 0.13 to be broken outward. They expect a movement towards the 0.175 and then a break above the 0.175 to expect a movement towards the 0.28, 0.3. That's it for the A series. Let me know in the comments if you want to go for the B series next, or you would like me to go over a specific altcoin. I would be happy to do it. And I'll see you next week.